Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna everyone. Okay, so today it is a Friday. It is 17th of November. Kartik Masa Damodara Masam. Sukla Paksham and Panchami Tithi. So there are no Vaishnava events today. So we shall quickly enter into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Saraswati Goswami is saying about the position of Parikshit. So now he is at the banks of the Ganges river, and then he has completely renounced all the material attachments, and he has surrendered himself as a disciple to Sukadeva Goswami, and in that way he understood the Supreme Personality of Godhead's actual position. So that is Ustrujya Sarvatah Sangam Vijnata Ajita Samsitihi Vayasakehe Jaho Sishyo Gangayam Tam Kalevaram. So he went to the banks of the Ganges. Now further, Sukadeva Goswami says, so the position of the Parikshit, and after understanding it, he is giving the generic point. What is the situation of a devotee? Saying that whoever has been engaged themselves hearing Krishna Katha throughout their life, and they're very attached to the Krishna Katha, and whenever they're leaving their body, they do not fall into any kind of illusions. They do not fall into any kind of misconceptions. So they are very determined. Just they will remember only Krishna, nothing else. Likewise, so Goswami is saying to Saunakari sages. So we are in the first canto, chapter 18, verse number 4. I shall share the screen. न उत्तमश्लोकवार्तानं जुहितां तत्कथामृतं स्यात् सम्भ्रमो अन्तकालेऽपि स्मरतां तत्पदाम्बुजम्. न उत्तमश्लोकवार्तानं जुहितां कथामृतं तत्कथामृतं. So उत्तमश्लोकवार्तानं, it is all the Uttama Shloka, the best Vedic hymns sing for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Uttama Shloka. Vartanam, of those who live on them, and whoever is living, always hearing the Katha, Krishna Katha. Jushitam, and those who are engaged in Jushitam, Tat Kathamrutam, and these transcendental topics about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Tat Kathamrutam, and they're always nectarian, Tat Kathamrutam. Nauttama Shloka Vartanam, Jushitam, Tat Kathamrutam. Syat Sambrama Antakalepi. It so happens, Sambrama, what happens? These misconceptions, does that happen? So in the beginning itself, na uttama shloka vartanam jushtam tat katamrutam syat sambram antakalepi. So this kind of misconceptions doesn't happen at the end of their life. So just forgetting of Krishna, something like that, remembering any material attachment, it doesn't happen at any point of time, because they're always engaged themselves in the Jushitam Katamrutam. Syat Sambram Antakalepi Smaratam Tat Padambujam. And they will attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead without any kind of misconceptions. So this is the generic point, is kind of a generic point, conclusion about the situation of the Parikshit. So now his destination is now fixed. न उत्तमश्लोकवार्तानं जुषतां तत्कथामृतं स्यात् सम्भ्रम अन्तकालेऽपि स्मरतां तत्पदाम्बुजम्. So translation for this was, this was so because those who have dedicated their lives to the transcendental topics of the personality of Godhead, of whom the Vedic hymns sing, and who are constantly engaged in remembering the lotus feet of the Lord, do not run the risk of having misconceptions even at the last moments of their life. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The highest perfection of life is attained by remembering the transcendental nature of the Lord at the last moment of one's life. This perfection of life is made possible by one who has learned the actual transcendental nature of the Lord from the Vedic hymns, sung by a liberated soul like Sukadeva Goswami, or someone in that line of disciplic succession. There is no gain in hearing the Vedic hymns from some mental speculator. When the same is heard from an actual self-realized soul and is properly understood by service and submission, everything becomes transparently clear. Thus, a submissive disciple is able to live transcendently and continue to the end of life. By scientific adaptation, one is able to remember the Lord even at the end of life. When the power of remembrance is slackened due to derangement of bodily membranes, for a common man, it is very difficult to remember the things as they are at the time of death. But by the grace of the Lord and his bona fide devotees, the spiritual masters, one can get this opportunity without difficulty. And it was done in the case of Maharaja Parikshit. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So here, Sudha Goswami very beautifully saying about the, and also one always remembers the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the last moment. And Prabhupada is giving and how it can be remembered. And also we also practically see whenever Krishna devotee is departing from this world, around him somewhere or other, they are always hearing a Krishna, Hare Krishna mantra, and disciples are chanting and Kirtan is going on. That is the beauty of a Krishna's devotees. This is Narayano Ante Gatashrungatu Shrunvatam Gataranga Shrunvatam. So it is also says by the Maitreya Rishi. So he's always saying that. And also Sukadeva Goswami says, Sutta Goswami says, Srila Prabhupada is saying, and one has to hear from the a pure devotee of the Lord, not from the mental speculators. So in such a way, Sutta Goswami, Na uttama shloka vartanam jushitam tat katamrutam syat sambram antakalepi smaratam tat padambujam. So, and also in Kulashekara Alvar also was saying, Krishna tvadiya padapankaja panjarantam adhyaiva me vishatu manasa rajahamsaham prana prayana samaye kapavata pittaihi Kantavarodhana vidau smaranam kutaste. So he is engaging. I don't know whether I would be able to remember at the end of my life. So I'm always remembering now. Now itself, oh Krishna, keep my mans rajahamsam under the cage of your lotus feet. So that is tat padambujam, smaritam tat padambujam. So he is always, that's why Chintayami Harimi Vasantatam Manda Manda Hasitananambujam Nanda Gopatanayam Paratparam Naradadi Muni Vanditam. He always wanted to remember the Supreme Personal. Chintayami Harimi Vasantatam. Krishna says the same thing in the Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmaridhya. That is Krishna's, that is from the top level, and bottom level, the devotee is also connecting to the Supreme Lord. So this is Chintame, Chintayami Hareme Vasantatam, all the time. So this is the mood of a devotee. And here Parikshit is completely surrendered himself to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is the Vijnata Ajita Samsitihi. Ajita Samsitihi. He has understood that Supreme Personality of Godhead through the spiritual masters. Vayasakehe Jaho Sishyo Gangayam Svam Kalevaram, before leaving his body. And he doesn't know, no one would fall into Sambrama Antakalepi, they would not fall into any kind of illusions or misconceptions. So in the past days, when someone is leaving their body, people will be just taking the tulsi leaves and nearer to them and ask them to say Narayana, 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 like that. It was just like because of their pious activities. They might not have engaged in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, but the society was in, so people were aware of it. Now people are not aware of anything at all. What everyone, they take the person into the hospitals and injecting so many medicines, and then body goes through so much of painful situations. It is the hell in the planet. The hospitals are the hell in the planet. People are addicted and use it for it. It is a normal for them. If I take this pill, if I take this injection, I'll be good. If I take this one, I'll be good. So likewise, people are always remembering hospital situations, these medicines, and all the people coming, that busy people, taxi drivers or cars. That is the real hell. But for the Krishna devotee, he doesn't feel such kind of things. He doesn't complain anything. Let it. Even though Kim Pramattaihi Bahuvihi Parokshaihi Hainaihi Varamuhuttam Viditam Gatate Sreyasayataha. Even though few moments of time on this planet, remembering Supreme Personality of Godhead all the time, that is sufficient. There is no meaning to live. Even in when the body is no more working properly, what is the use of going to the hospital and getting it cured? It is once again painful to all other family members again. And they are also thinking that when this person is going to leave, it is a horrible work to us. I have seen it personally by my eyes. Even my father was leaving, he was going through so much of pain. It is the duty of a family members, but to look after. This is one side. From the other side, he is going through so much of pain. He was waiting when I would leave. So that is the situation of the other side. Okay, so but here, for the devotees, syat na syat sambrama antakalepi, they do not fall into this kind of illusions because they are always smartam tat padam bhujam. Okay, so that is the beauty of the Krishna devotees. So like Suta Goswami saying, Navattama shloka vartanam dushitam tat kadamrutam syat sambrama antakalepi smaritam tat padambujam. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So we shall quickly enter Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is letter to Kulashekara, November 2nd, 1969. Titan Hast. Can I request any dear devotees to read this letter?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, would you like me to read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Okay, my dear Kulukshetra, please accept my blessings and offer the same to your good wife, Vishaka Dasi. I am in due receipt of your letter dated October 21st, 1969, and have noted the contents carefully. It's a new place. Sometimes one feels loneliness, but gradually this subsides. But this feeling is not very good. When she has got her husband for companionship, what is the use of your wife desiring some female companionship. If this is available, that's good. If not, she should be satisfied with her natural companion and together execute Krishna consciousness. If Vrindavaneshwari is unable to come there, then Vishaka may go to see her. Besides that, there is also Mandali Pandara's mother. Also, I understand that there is one very nice girl who is coming to the temple often. So she may try to help this girl become elevated to Krishna consciousness. These feelings of loneliness are simply temporary manifestations due to past conditioning, and we should try to concentrate our attention to our eternal friendship with Krishna. This will relieve us of all such botherations. So both of you depend on Krishna and try more and more to serve him nicely by spreading Krishna consciousness, as you both as you are both very sincere devotees. Surely he will bestow his grace upon you for this. I hope this will meet you in good health. He's your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. So, any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
So normally, like, we see like Srila Prabhupada, like with his devotion and his leadership and management kind of go hand in hand. But this, you can see his kind of like therapist and social kind of, how to manage, the kind of not mental health, but just loneliness and things like that, which are like things that, people face. And in a Krishna conscious way, we kind of do it differently to maybe in the conditioned way of life, because normally they would say, okay, go and make friends, or if you're feeling lonely, that would be the kind of natural prescription for that. But in this way, in the Krishna conscious way, it's to make friendships where Krishna is at the center, and obviously encourage everybody to join Krishna consciousness, and then naturally that loneliness goes away. He's saying that it's a condition, and there's kind of no such thing. It's a form of conditioning, and he's also talking about the importance of couples preaching together. Then that's your natural partner, who you should be preaching with. You don't really need to preach with anybody else. That's the person that naturally Krishna has put you together with anyway. So that's really who it should be. And yeah, to focus on that intern. So whatever relationship is missing from our life, we have to say that is, I don't know, maybe this is me making it up, but we have to focus it on Krishna. So if someone hasn't, I know, like when we were young, like if someone didn't have a brother, they would say Krishna was their brother. Or if someone didn't have a mom or a dad, they would say Krishna is mom or dad. If someone doesn't have like a certain relationship in their life, the focus should be to develop the eternal relationship with Krishna. That's the key point for everything, that we have to develop our relationship with Krishna and not focus so much on the material relations.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So beautifully says all these points. Thank you so much. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to highlight? Okay, so here in this letter, Prabhupada is saying, especially on the loneliness. So Krishna is everywhere. He is inside and outside. Antaha Purushirupena, Kalaha Bahirupena. So he is the time, and he is inside the heart of all the living entities. And we have got Bhagavad Gita book and Srimad Bhagavatam. He is in the, if we see with our eyes, they are the direct. There is no difference between Krishna's words. When we recite those words, it is actually Krishna speaking. When we take Bhagavatam into hand, we are actually holding Krishna into our hand, into our lap. So that is when we are reading, we are always constantly in touch with Krishna. We do not feel that we are lonely. So Prabhupada is saying engage in Krishna consciousness means waking up early morning, do the Mangalacharan prayers, do the chanting, and then you make prasadam for Krishna, dress him nicely, and then take Krishna books and then just go and give it to others. That way one can execute without any gap in a day, and he feel there is no time at all. Then where is the question of loneliness? So that is, it is a, when there is a loneliness means because of previous, if I don't have one companion, I may not be comfortable. That is the conditioning. But actually, when we leave this body at the time, we have to make our journey alone and along with Krishna only. So Krishna in his as a super soul expansion. So that is my takeaway from this letter. So that one has to be in all the meditation also. We will Sitodesi Pratistapya Vijitasanasana and also Maunam Sadasana Jayaha Vivikta Kshema Sevanam. It always recommends be alone in a peaceful situation in a cleanly place. And thus means was the Samasina Rujukaya Samabhiset, and we meditate. Those were the instructions for the yogis to cleanse their mind initially. But here for the devotees, he is engaging in all these activities. But actually mentioned as the maunam, is the silence. When there are more than one people, then always there is a talks. But what kind of talks? It is based on their conditioning. So likewise, that is also one kind, if utilized properly, that loneliness is going to be a benediction as well to develop Krishna consciousness. Even though you're among so many people, you feel that kind of loneliness. When you're Krishna consciousness, you don't have attachment with so many people. You have only attachment with Krishna. Materially, you're not attached, even though among so many people. So Prabhupada is mentioning all these things. This is eternal. Concentrate our attention to our eternal friendship with Krishna. Okay, so that is my takeaway. Any other comments? Okay, so in that case, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter, and from the announcements point of view, tomorrow, Saturday morning, we have got Bhagavatam, the continuation of second canto, 9th chapter about the Lord's Chatushlokya Bhagavata. We are going to enter into those verses. And tomorrow afternoon, Children's Krishna Club. Tomorrow evening, the house program at Devashish Prabhuji Mampi Mataji's home. And guest speaker is Antaranga Prabhuji. And dear devotees, kindly vote that one so that Prabhuji will know for food, for prasadam preparations. And also tomorrow morning, Bhagavatam recitation. If anyone has not yet opted to recite, so kindly select that option as well. There is only one slot I have seen yesterday. Okay, those are the updates from me. I don't have any further updates. And dear devotees, if you have got any further updates or any events that you wanted to share, kindly share.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I just ask, is it Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day today or yesterday? So I was just watching Mayapur and they're doing it today, I think.
It is based on the Tithi. Sometimes the Tithi fall in UK a bit early, sometimes in India, just like Ekadasi, generally they celebrate. Sometimes it fall in the next day.
Oh.
So like where that Tithi is spreading more into that day they celebrate like Ekadashi.
I was just like I say, I was just watching the Mayapur glorifications of Srila Prabhupada, and there was this beautiful play that the devotees put together, and so many amazing, and just, you know, like I literally had tears in my eyes. Like, we're so lucky to have Srila Prabhupada, and we should, you know, we're just so lucky. He's left us all these amazing literatures, and it was really just inspiring just hearing you know, some very senior devotees And, you know, they weren't the kind of general ones that you just kind of meet on the circuit kind of thing. It was, you know, so much devotion and yeah, just it was so beautiful. So,
Mataji,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So this is what was the past before. So now we see the present. They were trained earlier stages. Now they are the seniors, and we all wanted to hear them. So now all of Aksabridja Sangha devotees who are constantly coming, they are also becoming in after, if you see after 20 years, 30 years, their position would be exalted later on for the next generations. So that you would witness it. So that is happening, and it's going to happen. It is always eternal about Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Thank you, Mataji, for just bringing and remembering those Prabhupada's pastimes and with his disciples. Any other points, dear devotees?
Sorry, I was just going to say, and also there was like Gaudiya Math. They were like also doing beautiful presentation, you know, like speaking about Srila Prabhupada. There was a Maharaj, and it's so beautiful. I don't know, it felt so, just watching it, obviously I wasn't there, but it just felt so cohesive. Like there seemed more like togetherness with others as well. Like that was really nice. So I just forgot to mention that.
Thank you, Mataji. So, yeah. Okay, so anything else? Okay, so if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण कॉन्शियस डे एवरीवन।
Hare Krishna.
हरे